It's quantity over quality here, bro. Just go home and get back into bed. Oh, nice. Need one more. One more person to download the app. Are we live now? Oh, jeez Louise. Oof. Don't rush. You don't have the proper setup. Nothing works anyway. Oh, shit. Okay. I am so ready to go home and go back to bed. Good, I am so ready to go home and go back to bed. Oh, you guys, if you're listening to the hot mic section of the show, what color am I? I need that purple. Oh. So last night, it's like I'm about to go to bed. It's like 12:30, and then all of a sudden this knot emerges in my shoulder and makes my neck so tight that I can't sleep. It was so painful that I could not go to bed until 8 in the morning. I was finally so exhausted that even the pain couldn't keep me awake anymore. Oh, it was a nightmare, honestly. So I am ready to go home and go back to bed. That's very, very true. Okay. All right. I just need gloves and then I'm ready. I'm ready. So yeah, if you are checking out the splash page and hearing the hot microphone right now, I am in pain from last night. It smells like Bengay in here, so I'm glad you guys can't smell the studio because I'm bathing in it. Try to make my shoulder. I was about to show you on the screen. You guys aren't even looking at me yet. I'm like, oh, it's gonna be right here is where it hurts. Oh man. All right, I'm ready. I'm ready when you're ready. Oh, no worries. I shall entertain the crowd. Yes! Oh, my voice is not even warmed up. Gonna warm up the old vocals. It's still not there. I don't know. We'll figure it out by maybe the first 10 minutes. We'll start to sound like we actually sound. Oh, man. So, yeah, everyone watching over on TikTok, hang out. We're in the splash page. You guys are hearing a quote-unquote hot mic. Right? And so we're just getting set up, and we figured instead of you just watching in silence, you could listen to me ramble on. So check in right now. Let us know where you're watching from, and start those comments going, right? Because the more times you guys comment, the more people will come watch the show. It's going to be amazing. So like I was saying, maybe you missed it earlier, like last night, 12:30, 1 in the morning, all of a sudden my neck like locks up. I've got this huge knot in my shoulder. I'm trying to rub it against the wall like a bear scratching against the tree. I was trying to use my foam roller. It was pushing my other arm against the wall to try to reach further back and try to massage this knot out of my back. It was so rough last night. And I didn't even get to sleep until 8 in the morning. Like it was light in my room and I'm still not asleep. So it was awful. I didn't get to work until like 1 p.m. today. Slept for like 4 hours and came down here. So you guys, I hope you're excited. Share this live. Do all the stuff you got to do to keep people coming in. Talk to each other, right? Because again, the more time you guys talk to each other, the more comments, and the more comments there are, the more it helps me, right? It helps the video grow, helps me earn more, helps me reach more people, enough people anyway, that we find that one person that wants to get this painting. So remember, it is a big black canvas again, just like that purpley blue big new crashing wave. We're going to do that one, but more of a pinky purple and use that madder carmine color in the dioxazine purple. So I'm pretty sure that I've got everything. Yes! Uh-oh, the voice is starting to get warm. Yes! There it is. Oh, man. Oh, no worries. The stream key, it's like speaking a different language to me. I'm just like, I'm a painter, man. I know nothing of the interwebs or the computer. Yeah, it's okay. You can't see me yet. We're not, we're still on the splash page, right? So this is what they call a hot mic. where you can kind of listen in and hear what's going on prior to the show. You guys are doing excellent on the tappy tap jobs up there. Excellent. So, no, don't worry. It's all good. I don't mind. I've literally up here and ready and prepped, and we've already got our clear on, and this is just more time for that like Bengay to sink into my back. Guys, I would not want you guys to feel what I felt last night. It was awful. Oh, there we go. We're ready, everybody. This song makes me feel better for sure. Okay, let's do this. Bow, bow, bow. Oh my. I'm just up here dancing while the song's going. I'm glad Lennon didn't show you guys what I look like at that moment. Was that not what I look like in the intro? So welcome in, everybody. I'm PaintWithJosh. Nice to see you. If you haven't been listening to the intro or the hot mic during the splash page, I am in extreme pain from this huge knot in my back. So we're gonna do, of course, an enormous painting. Why not, right? Your arm hurts. Why not do a huge canvas? That makes a lot of sense. So we're gonna take our Madder Carmine color and our Dioxazine purple. Now, Madder Carmine's from the Meaden brand, and Dioxazine purple is from the Gamblin brand. And then we're going to be using our Titanium white, right? Now, the Titanium white we're going to be using is from the Windsor brand. So we're using 3 different brands in this painting. And all I want to do is put on that undercolor and then spread it out, right? Now, I know that I want a nice bright pinky eye of my wave, and I know that my horizon is just about half, which means that the eye has to go above the horizon in this guy. And then I want it to spread out. Remember, I don't want it to be too bright. If I lay it on too heavily, you can see it too brightly. And that's not what I want. So we're going to spread it out and push it and allow it to stretch, right? Remember, initially we took, let's start over, okay? You cannot get this big of a canvas as a black canvas, right? So in order to make this canvas black, I used our Liquitex black gesso. And then once that was dry, because it's an acrylic base paint, then I covered the canvas with our BobRoss liquid clear or linseed oil if you are abroad and do not have access to the BobRoss products or whatever. You can also find a brand called Grumbacher's, which works excellently well, right? And we're going to get our purple onto the brush, and I want to kind of put it in between our pinkish color, our crimsony color, and then allow it to blend downwards, right? We want them to mix together. I, at least, don't like to see like stripes of color. I don't want to have a circle of pink and then a circle of purple and then a circle, ugh, barf. Like, let's blend those colors together so that the purple and the pink are helping each other become a more vibrantly gorgeous color. Woo, that's fabulous. See how it's starting to change? We don't want it all to be exactly the same. And by, on the other hand, I don't want my eye to be too bright. So I'm going to go down and just mix it over a little bit. And then go back to that purple, right? Got to make sure we at least have some up here in the top of our canvas, have some in the other corner up here, and get every corner, every spot on the canvas has to have either purple or that crimson or Madder Carmine color from Meaden in order for our white paint, just in case we interact with a section of canvas that isn't covered, right? It will be very, very, very bright, and we don't want that to happen. Back to our purple. Remember, you need a lot of purple. Now, that doesn't mean that we want to lay it down heavily. We want to plop it on there and then blend it because the purple's a very strong color. We're going to allow it again to mix up towards that eye, just so we have a nice blend, a gradient blend across the whole thing. Right? So once we get down with our purpley color down there in our water, then we're going to switch to the brown. You know what I mean? I'm going to add a little touch of brown. Oh, it's funny. I can normally just only smell the purple paint. Every time we do one of these purple canvases, you can only smell the purple paint, right? But Today I can only smell the Bengay on my back. Like, it's the only thing I can smell out here in the night. Right, you know what? I want to have a little bit of that crimson color down here too. Why not? We have to allow them to mix together. We don't want to have just purple and pink and purple and pink and purple and pink. Let's blend them. Let's blend them, you guys. So you guys check in out there. Let me know where you're watching from. And what is your favorite sandwich? I'm going to go into that darker brown, that raw umber or Van Dyke brown, the deeper, darker one, straight onto the brush. And then we're going to push it from the bottom and blend it upwards. Right? That doesn't mean drag it upwards vertically like this. My eyes are like stinging, and my nose is like, hey, you know how much Bengay you have on your back right now? Because I can smell it over the paints. Oh, love it. I mean, you know what I mean? It's not the best smell in the world, but it is the best smell in the world. You know what I mean? Like you smell it and you're like, oh, but when you need it, that smell is like heaven. You're like, oh, good, it's working. I've got enough on that I can smell it. It's working. Let's take our brown, blend it up towards that pinky purple stuff. Remember, our eye is way up here in this scene. So as long as we have a little bit of color out there, I'm even going to take a little bit more purple and allow that to mix down over that brown. A little bit of our madder carmine, again, just so it's not too much of the same of everything. Now, of course, if you mix everything together over and over and too much, you're going to have just brown. So we're trying to let it blend, let it mix, and make sure that every part of our canvas has some form of color on it. And we should be pretty cool up until here. So let's wash off the brush. You guys should be checking in. Didn't I say check in? Tell me what your favorite sandwich was. So check in. Let me know. I'm going to look at the comments right now and read out how many people from all across the country, across the world, the 7 continents, and the 8th wonder of the world, the Paint with Josh show. So how many people are out there watching right now? Let me see. All right. Let's see. We got Kansas. We got Texas. Boom. Colorado. Let's see. New Jersey, Australia. We got England over there on Facebook. Wyoming, Ohio, Wisconsin, Michigan, Indiana. Let's see. Rubens. Oh, that's a good sandwich. Pennsylvania. Canada, Maine, Wisconsin, Pennsylvania again, North Carolina, Michigan, Missouri, Oregon, Philippines. I'm in Oregon too. We're down here in Eugene. Eugene, the painter's capital, not the running capital. What do they call this city? Oh, I can't remember. We got Coos Bay, not too far from Eugene over here. Let's see. Boom, boom, boom. Florida, Georgia, Germany. PB&J, excellent sandwich. Got people watching from Hawaii. Mahalo, thanks for being here. So, you guys, let's get down with this white paint, right? All we need is to grab half of what you think, okay? So when I say get a little bit on the brush, get half of whatever you think I said, okay? And then wipe off the bottom so we don't have too much. Then we're gonna get up into that pink circle, which I can't even see. I gotta get way down here. Oof, that's no fun on the arm. Look at that pink color though. Oh, goodness gracious, you guys. So we popped that white color up there, which is intermixing with all of the dark transparent colors. There are only 2. There's the madder carmine color and then the dioxazine purple, both from different brands. Madder carmine is from Meeden, M-E-E-D-N, and then the dioxazine purple is from the Gamblin brand, right? Now, if we push more roughly and blend that out more than a cloud, since it is not a cloud, it is a bit of mist around the moon, right? Then it will look different, right? We want to use a smaller amount of paint and a more amount of pressure when we're blending this out so that it becomes softer than a cloud. We don't want it to be a cloud. Then we're going to come over here, grab our filbert brush, paint just on the one side, not the back side, just the front side. Come up here, plop it. What was that? Was that this painting? No way. Oh, okay, different thing. Different thing. Oh, it looks like a starter kit. Is that a starter? Oh, no, it's the Multnomah Falls painting. Excellent, Dana. Thank you. I appreciate you. And then we got a palette, too. Palette going to Canada. You guys are awesome. So, again, paint on the front side, not the back side, just the front. Come up here, push flat against the canvas like you're giving it a high five. I'm going to try to stay out of your guys' way. We're going to twist to the left without moving the brush from the center, which will flare out the bristles into a circle, and you pull away. Boom. Got yourself a gorgeous little moon. Yeah, guys, fantastic. So, remember, you can get paintings and prints and posters and clothing and all sorts of stuff. Puzzles? Like, are you bored? Are you stuck in the cold and you need a little puzzle? And you want a Paint with Josh painting, right? Because when you finish the puzzle, boom, you have a painting. You glue it, frame it, and there you go. You got your own Paint with Josh painting right there. Lots of different puzzles available. Just go search puzzles either in the Paint with Josh app or paintwithjosh.com. Now, we're going to take this guy, and since we went this way yesterday, let's go this way today. Just a little bit more paint than the first time, right? Pushing it, mushing it, allowing it to grow. Goodness. There's something about when you get the blue and purple, gorgeous, right? It's nice and deep and dark. But when you add that madder carmine and purple and skip the blue, if it's just not more just vibrant. Look at this color. Yeah, guys. That is fantastic. Seriously. The more that we push on it, the more it's going to want to blend. Look at how much purple is up on that canvas because it overtook all the white that was up there and turned the brush purpley, right? So if I need it to be a bit brighter in certain areas or let it extend down or whatever the case may be, I put it up there, dab off my brush so we don't have too much purple on the brush again, right? We don't need to clean the brush every time that we come up to touch the canvas, right? Most times I don't until we're done or until we really need to. You know what I mean? If we don't need to clean it, then let's not get that brush wet, right? There we go. Excellent. A little bit more paint on the end just so I can allow it to blend and stroll its way out here towards the side, getting darker and darker and darker. All depends on how much color I pull from one place and try to put it into another place, right? Now, we'll come down, maybe with this guy. We don't want to get, again, too low. I got to have a big, tall horizon up here. So why don't we take this little bit of paint? We'll come down here. About the only time I ever hold it like a pencil, and then boom, just kind of really smush it up. Got to mix it around the sides for these big old Pro Series canvases, man. You got like a whole inch on the side that you can make a scene out of. Drag it. Now we're going to twist it and pull it this way. Allow it to mix outwards. So even on the edges of this canvas, it will wrap around the sides. Yeah, like that. Oh, dudes. I like it. Seriously. Some of the times we do too many clouds, right? We do too much. Just almost. Oof. Oh, we can sneak them in right here. Bang. A little bit. We'll do 3 layers. Bang. Just change it up. You know what I mean? Whatever. We don't want to put too much up there. We don't have to have too much. It doesn't have to be as much or as big as the other one. We'll mix it downwards towards that other color. I can't even see because of the glare on my canvas up here. I can't even see it. But remember, this one is supposed to be more faint and then a little bit brighter, and a little bit brighter, so they look like they're getting closer to us, right? The more we pull down and kind of fill in that blank area, or grab this paint and pull it over to the side, or grab that guy and push it up that way. You can kind of blend them almost all together. You know what I mean? They don't all have to come from a certain place or end in a certain place, that's for sure. Now, let's take a little commercial break while you guys go check out the Paint with Josh app, right? It is a free app. It's available over there on the App Store and the Apple App Store and the Google Store. So you guys go check it out. Hang out through this quick break, and we'll be right back after these words. What's wrong, dude? I'm trying to book my Paint with Josh class. Oh, that's simple. He's got an app. What do you mean he has an app? You didn't know? Everybody has an app, you dummy. It's gonna be way better. Where's my phone? Dude, are you for real? Everything's on an app now. Show me how this works. Show me now. Show me now. I'll show you how it works. Let me get my phone. Hang on. Dude, booking the classes is easy. I use my Paint with Josh app to get notified when the show goes live. And then if I wanted to purchase the paintings doing live on the show, I'm going to tap the menu button, click buy the live painting, and boom, it will appear. All I have to do is add it to my cart, and here we go. Dude, this is like way easier, and I love that it notifies me before the show starts, because half the time TikTok doesn't even do that. It tells me after he's already finished. Bro, same, I feel that. I always get the notification at like 6:20, and he's already done by then. Yeah, no, thanks, dude. I'm gonna book my acrylic class right now. Right now, dude. Like, totally thanks, bruh. Okay, so now we've got to, we're still learning how to paint this scene, right? I did one yesterday. Hopefully this one's going to come out just as good, right? We're going to get our practice in so we can make them any possible time we want to in the future, right? If you don't practice, you're not going to be able to do that. So in this scene, right, versus the water being on the right side, the water is on the left side in the back anyway. So we're going to get a very small roll of our paint. We're going to come over here into the back, just about halfway on our horizon, on our canvas, right? So halfway in the middle. Let's take just in the middle right here and just start scraping down. Boom, very straight across, little line, right? But it is a slight bit smaller, or lower anyway, down here, right? We started up at this higher place, and then we're going back and forth like a little watch. Very small little clicks connected together nearly, right? They don't all have to touch, but the more that you kind of scrape that stuff in and let it kind of brighten up and leave little dark areas and light areas and different things, it's going to look like some very far away water by the time we get there. Now remember, this shape is going to change, so we don't even really have to pay attention to it right now because we're going to shrink it down or bring it down later, okay? What we do have to focus on is that our wave that sits in front of this guy has to go way up above our horizon. You know what I mean? Not necessarily humongously, but at least an inch, maybe an inch and a half. So we're not going to paint anything off the backside. Otherwise, that's going to mess with the eye that we need, right? So in this one, we're going to take a very small amount of paint, okay? It's going to roll up this way. Ooh, there we go. And then roll down. Doesn't have to be very steep or whatever, right? We don't really want to touch it more than that, especially on the top. We want the top to be very skinny, right? Now off this backside, I'm going to pull off horizontally, right? Just kind of touching onto the paint that's up there, pulling off horizontally so that we have a pretty close horizon in the back, right? So that means I'm going to pull it out to about there. There we go, right? It doesn't have to be perfect. We want it to be imperfect, in fact, so that it looks like water out there, okay? Now, coming down the back side, again, you don't have to paint this. We're just kind of showing you the shape, right? But if we're coming down this way, then we're going to go back up, and then we're going to have to start going down again and then back up. Make that little wavelength of a shape, right? All this stuff disappears on the side, so don't worry about it too much. But doesn't that look very wavy and watery? And this now tells me where I need to bring in my water in the background. So I can scrape it down and just leave the smallest little separation in between the two. If we have just a little bit of difference, that's a little gap versus this bigger gap, looks a little funky, right? So if we scrape down, back and forth, just kind of filling in little spaces until we have that little dark line around it, it's going to help immensely, okay? Now we're going to get into, wipe off our fan brush, get into our titanium white, very small amount again. So whatever you think, take about half and then wipe it off down on the bottom so that we can start to catch the eye of the moon up here, or the eye of the wave, by catching the light of the moon, right? So it's not going to go too far or get too close or get too far over to the side, right? We really don't want it to be more than half. And especially because this guy is going to grow. And the more that we mix it and push on it and blend it, it'll start to get darker and darker and fade away into this darkness, right? We do not want to touch the top line. We want to get it as close as possible. So sometimes we have to take the brush and push it up towards the wave like that, right? Now, as you're doing this, and the more that you're kind of agitating that paint, the more it's going to get dark. So if I want it to become brighter, I got to put a little bit more white on the top. And then we're going to let it blend down, right? So we're just tapping it in with the fan brush. In here, very soft, very soft, very soft. Because the more that I mix that white down, the more it all becomes just brighter, right? And we don't want it to become brighter. We want it to become darker as it mixes down, right? And have a nice bright top. Holy shaving cream, you guys. This one's coming out so good that I hadn't even thought about how much my shoulder hurts. Just because it's coming out so fabulously, okay? So now we're going to, again, take a very small amount of our titanium white. We're going to come up here and touch on and then pull away. Touch on and pull away, just like we do with our waves all the time. All we're doing is creating a little ridge of paint right up here, only worried about what the top edge looks like, right? You can see it's a little brighter now than the rest is because there's more paint sitting on the top, right? We don't need it to be insanely thick or huge or heavy or whatever, because the heavier it is, the more it's going to drag when we roll it over, right? So we're deciding how much or how far it's going to roll just based on how much paint that we're putting up here, right? We're getting less and less and less as we get far away. Remember, that probably this whole second dip right here is going to get demolished by all of our spray. We don't have to worry about that too much. Now we're going to wipe off the blade, toss it up like that. And then it's almost like I'm going to show you. We're going to use just the back half, right? So I'm going to touch onto the little roll of paint that's up there. And then I'm going to use just the back half and just roll off. So if I come up here and I show you, literally, right, we're just using the paint on the back, right there. It's not up here on the whole thing. It's not even on the whole front. And that means I'm kind of touching it and then pointing the front blade out towards me again, right? Because I don't want to use the whole thing. I just want to use the back half. And then very lightly, very softly, very small little things into larger things. And then we're matching that angle and very lightly just using, again, the back half blade. Look at it, right? There's the smallest bit up there on the front, barely, but it's mostly this back half, the back corner. And that's how you can get these little drags, because you're just using the back corner of the blade to kind of grip onto the paint that's there. And then, oh my God, look at that. Look at the wave. That is insanity. This is a gorgeous one already. Like literally, whoever gets this one, I might have to buy it back from you, honestly, because we might just take it out before anyone even can get it. God, look at that, you guys. Seriously, how far do you want it to roll? When does it start crashing, right? Because it cannot look all the same or be the same size. It's got to go from very small to a larger thing. Now remember, the more that we mess with it and touch it up here, the bigger it's going to get, and we need it to get to a very thin line and have that darkness in between. Oh, wow. Wow, you guys, seriously. So, as bright as you want it to be, seriously, you want to add more paint? Add a little bit more. Just pull it in the same directions that we were doing before, right? It's not straight down. It's not all in one direction, right? They're kind of coming almost vertically at the top and then getting a little bit more and more and more and more and more spread out until over here on the side, you're literally pulling straight sideways, honestly. We're not going to see a whole lot of it. We don't have to see every part of everything. And if you have just a little bit of white up on the top and allow it to fade down into the night, then it looks really cool. But remember, this one, right, we want it to be below or at least at the bottom where our eye is across the whole wave. Normally on our other waves that we have painted many hundreds and hundreds of times, we paint them just a slight bit different. The eye's underneath the horizon. This one goes a lot more hard on the depth, I think. Don't you guys think? Is this one more depthful, I would imagine, right? Is the horizon level too? Feels like I got to continue to raise it up and raise it up and raise it up. There we go. Oh, right? We've got a bunch of yeses out here on the depth, because you can just, and you can, that's why that water brightens up and it gets very thin. It's rolling. Oh, just fantastic. Okay. So now we're going to start to put in our splashing, crashing water, which can tend to get enormous. Okay, so we want to use a small amount of our liquid white, just dipping it very vertically into our little petri dish, and then mixing that amount of paint with about whatever we think 50% of the titanium white with it, right? So we're kind of making a mixture of the two, right? Doesn't need to be too thick, and if it's too thin, then goodness, it's not going to work for us, right? So you're going to decide where you start to see splash. This water, to me, doesn't look like it's hit yet until we're down here. Right? And then we can start launching in little things, climbing up into the darkness, right? We don't want these two bits of white to touch. So we have to have a little dark separation, but we don't want to go down with this paint. We want to go up and catch that water, right? Catch it over here, catch it over there, and then get up and above our horizon and cover up everything else that's off that side, right? We don't need anything over there. God, this one's so cool looking. Seriously, the more paint that you put up here, right, the more it's going to grow. And so we get to decide, just very little things that are happening up there, right? Because again, when I hit them, even with the smallest brush you can possibly find, the paint is going to grow, right? It's going to extend. And so if we come up here, do not touch this area, right where it starts to hit, right? Boom. Now that we're into more paint, we're touching lighter. We're keeping it bright. We're extending it. We're pushing it. We're letting it soften. And we're not like a steamroller, right? We don't want to start with the same amount of pressure and just push it all the way across. I don't want that. I don't know if you guys want that. I don't want that. right? I want to have differences and stuff. Maybe now we can start dropping in a couple more little doers in here. Right? Where do you where do you see it happening in your mind? Golly. If that's not just the prettiest. Okay. So, again, we can allow it to become bigger if we want to brush it more. Right? We can allow that thing to get down and extend. But I kind of like the way that it is right here. I'm liking that. So, what we're going to do is, basically, if we follow along this line up here, we go down and, right? That should put a straight line through the eye, through the crashing wave and everything, and tell us that right here is where we should be starting our next line, right? One straight connected line from our lowest point here to our highest point over here, right? So we can start with our liquid white and titanium white mix and start creating what we want this foamy stuff to look like, right? Now, if we just continue going along at a very slight angle, doesn't look real good, right? If you just left it like that, I'd be like, oh, okay, right? What we need to do is, again, grab the same amount of paint, start up here again, and then start pushing down a little harder, right? Using that extra paint that we have on our blade to use to make this paint kind of extend further away from the water's crashing area back there, right? So now we're going to have more distance in between the lip of the wave that's way up here in the front and that crash that's happening way in the distance, right? Again, you need the right amount of your liquid white and titanium white, and the more that you do it with very small clicks, remember, we've got a very large canvas. That doesn't mean I can go like this and make huge, giant things, right? It doesn't work. You got to stay small and stay connected, and that way it's pushing out that paint, leaving a little ridge on the front, and then we can decide what we want that ridge to look like. Do you want it to come out a little further here? So like pushing down a little bit more, going back, getting that paint, pushing it down, and then maybe letting it go, and then pushing it down more, scraping it down harder over here so that these are different and it's not a straight line, right? What do you feel like, honestly? Because it is all up to you and however you see the wave when you're painting it, right? Every time I'm painting it, I look at it and I go, you know what? That looks cool. Like I know I've done several ones with just straight lines on the front. You know what I mean? Or semi-wavy line, but nothing like this guy. So why not on this guy? We'll go a little crazier. You know what I mean? Make these things a little bit more noticeable that they are different, right? Boom, just like that. Weird, right? We want all this mess back here. That's going to be just perfect. So let's take, well, let me show you how you can do it both ways, right? So if you just want to do it with your fan brush, sorry. Oh, sorry. Let's take a quick commercial. I knew I was forgetting something. So let's take a quick commercial break, and we'll be right back after I eat this fan brush. Hey guys, it's PaintWithJosh back in the studio with you today, taking a break from editing to talk about our Glitterwix candles. Absolutely fantastic, super unique jars, more than 65 different scents that you can find if you head over to their site. Check it out. Get your favorite. Let us know which one you got when you come back, and let's pop over to the show and see what we've been missing while we've been gone. Just me stretching. That's all we've been missing since we've been gone. Okay, so let's take our fan brush. First, you guys go get your favorite Glitterwix candle, and mine, if you are interested, is the Morning Walk, my favoritist of all. And I even have one called the PaintWithJosh candle, or the Icon candle, and I prefer the Morning Walk, I'm telling you right now. So let's take our fan brush, and we're going to work from our 3 o'clock area over here to, normally we're doing noon to 3. This one we've even got to go further, almost to like 10 a.m., right, to 3 p.m. is where we're going to be working. Think of it as well like a, do we have any paper? Oh, we do have paper over here, right? Think of it as well like a waffle cone, right? Like you would have this thing in here, right? You're going to have your area. We're going to have our water that's going to roll up and then roll into the barrel of the wave that's over there, right? So think of it like a waffle cone. We're going to have extended, long, flatter areas out here, and then the more that we get in here, the more curved we're going to get, right? Now you can do it with a fan brush or your palette tool. I'm going to show you the beginning of how to do it with the fan brush, and then I'm going to switch to the palette tool so we can keep all this nice darkness in here, right? The more you use the fan brush, the more you're going to just spread this bright paint and eventually cover up all your darkness, right? And so we would start and we would go over to the side, and then we're taking another step up over to the side, and then eventually you start rolling up and then getting tighter and tighter and tighter and tighter and almost all the way over by the time we're getting in there, right? So we went way past noon to about 10, 9:30 almost, as you're getting way inside the wave. But again, the more of this paint that you drag through there, the more it's going to brighten up the entire thing, and we're going to lose all that darkness, right? So I'm going to switch to the palette tool, but we're going to do the same motions. I'm just going to be using the palette tool. You're going to be using the fan brush, right? So we're going to come out here, very flat, dropping off little things, right? And then we're taking a step back each time, right? Rolling up a little bit sooner, right? We know that we've got a nice, flat, very, gentle little parentheses out here. And then we're going to start getting crazier and crazier and more rotated as we get into the center, right? By the time we're in there, we're way the heck in there, rolling down all these crazy things, right? So the more paint that I have on my blade, just like the more that you have on your fan brush, or the more that you're using in here, right? The more it's going to brighten up, and the more realistic it's going to start looking, like our little foamy stuff that's out there, right? So again, I'm controlling how much paint I'm dropping off, how far it is rolling up, whether or not I want this guy to roll down and kind of attach to him, and then decide seriously on, I mean, that looks really cool with less paint, right? So I tend to make them a bit too bright sometimes. I'm very guilty of that. So let's try not to make this guy too bright and see what it looks like. And then I always know that if I need to, I can go back in and make it brighter. But the more, oh God, look at that. It's like rolling up. Gotta make sure it's clean. Rolling up and then going, rolling over. God, it's so cool, dude. So cool, dudes. Boom, boom. Oh, that is so neat. This one I don't like, though. So we're going to mix him in so much that he turns into the darkness. And I can go back in and do more little highlight bits. Perfect. Dudes, seriously, how many do you want? How much of a rotation are you having in there? Right? Does it come up into the eye of your wave? Right? You definitely don't want to go up above the wave, that's for sure. Do not go up and above, not with this step anyway. Roll it out. Make sure that they're going rounded before they're going vertical, and then they're getting flatter and flatter and flatter as they get out here. Now remember, the more paint that you add, the more dark separator that we're going to cover, right? And so we've got to decide very gently at a time when or how much or when to stop. You know what I mean? That's the key. When to stop putting on that paint. Now remember, it doesn't have to be a straight streak or like a lightning bolt or tree roots was how I would used to try to paint these things, like tree roots, right? And I would try to wiggle them up and do that, and it just never looked correct, because what's out here is a big bunch of foam and patches of stuff that are stuck together. You know what I mean? And so if you're just painting these little squiggly lines, they're not going to look natural, because it's a bunch of foam that is stuck and globbed together like that fish pish we talk about all the time, right? Nasty old stuff. There we go. Again, the more brightness that you add, the more darkness you're going to lose. And we're trying to stay slightly darker on this one. Doesn't have to be perfect, of course. Right? Up a little higher, down a little lower. Guys, that is looking absolutely stellar. Stellar. Perfection, dude. Seriously, the more I put on here, the less I'm going to like it. So I've got to decide when to stop, how bright I want a certain section to be, and then I can come back and cut through it, leaving little areas. Oh, this one is fantastic. Honestly, all that motion right in there. Get all the motion of the ocean out here, you guys. Oh, it's just catching the moonlight too. Okay, so now we've got to get all of our, well, not all, but a lot of our liquid white. We're going to make, again, about a 50-50 pile. So we'll take our liquid white, our titanium white, we're going to mix them together. And then we're going to create that shiny, sandy look that everybody knows. Does this look like sand or wet, sandy beach, right? So, oh my word, dudes, I'm telling you, thank you, Alex. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. Josh is related to BobRoss. He's my grandpa's cousin. And so it makes me like Bob's my third cousin or something. But yeah, related. Didn't even know it until, how many, 3 years ago now, since we're almost 7 years painting. So we were painting for like 4 years, and then, hey, thank you for the super over there, Corey Jefferson. I appreciate you, my guy. Remember, we've got full-length tutorials. All can be found in the live section, right? I do take some of those live tutorials and then turn them into videos where we zoom in, and those can be found in the videos section. But if you're ever looking for Paint with Josh stuff, check out that live section. I'm telling you, that's where everything is. So we'll take our liquid white, titanium white. Let's go underneath our moon first. And what I want to do is pull down very vertically. We don't have to have too much paint. Right? But if we pull down vertically and leave a little gap in between, that will ensure it's going to be easier that our brush doesn't grab all this crazy wet, foamy paint up here and pull it down, right? We do not want these two areas to come together. So leave a good enough gap, but also close enough that you don't have to do too much work bringing your edge of your water down on top of it, right? So smaller amounts of paint as we get further away from the moon, right? We're down here in the center, we've got a little bit more, and then we'll get less as we go over to this side. Now, it doesn't even matter how much you put on there, because when you pull it down, right, and then swipe it side to side, this paint is gonna mix with this paint over here, so they don't even have to be equal throughout the whole thing. Seriously, like, well, who says out there that it's gotta be the same? No one. Right? Now remember, we've got our purple and our crimson, and then we've got that brown in there somewhere as well. And so it's really going to start looking neat. So I'm going to take my 2-inch brush, just dab it off on a paper towel. Going to come up here. Remember, you guys can grab this painting if you go to paintwithjosh.com or the Paint with Josh app. It's right there at the top of the homepage. It's the only thing that does not have a photo. And then I'm going to ask you one question. As we start pulling, oh, see, don't get up there and pull on your wave. But as we start pulling down vertically, right, I'm going to ask you, does this look like wet, sandy beach? Just type it out in the comments below. Hey, a $20 super. Aaron K 4310. I appreciate you, man. Seriously. You guys are awesome today, man. Excellent. So the more we pull it down, the more it starts looking like what? Does this look like wet sand? If not, tell me what you think it looks like, right? What do you think? Hello! Is that this painting? No way. Dude, it might be. It might be an international one, too. It is this painting, and it is going international, and I think it's the same person that grabbed the palette. So I'm going to ship them together. Thank you. I appreciate that. So if you are the person that just grabbed this one, come tell us in the comments now that you purchased it so we can confirm, and then you're going to be able to pick the title for this painting. But let me just finish this just real quick. Right? A lot of times, guys, I see your comments out there. Waterfall, ice wall, glacier, cliff, edge of the world, flat earther's dream. But what if we turned all these verticalities into horizontalities out here without gripping our wave from above, pulling it away and swiping it and blending it? Does this look more like that wet, shiny, sandy, beachy area? Just yes or no in the comments below. Holy shaving cream. Look at this one, you guys. This is unreal. Unreal, dude. Does that not look like that wet, shiny, sandy, beachy area? You just let me know in the comments now. That's all I want to know. Does that look like that wet, shiny, sandy beach? We got yes now. Kind of looks like fog. Okay, I feel you. What if we did that last little thing where you take a little touch of your liquid white, a little bit of your titanium white, and we come out here and we put in that old fish pish line, right, where you get that little bit of bubbly action that's kind of trapping in our wet shininess, right? We never need it to be extremely thick, right? It doesn't need to be. Doesn't have to even be equal throughout the whole thing, honestly. Let's wrap it around this side too. Because what we do is we'll come in and kind of swipe at it and pull any amount of the heavier paint that's on the front towards the back, very lightly, right? And then we can decide how much we want to leave, how bright it gets. this, that, and the other. Or if we want to go back and brighten it more, right? Do we want to go back and brighten it further? I don't know. Up to me. I got to look at it. Got to be able to see, right? God, I love that shiny reflection in there, you guys. Woo! Now remember, the more we cover over this shiny reflective area, the less and shiny reflective it's going to be, right? So we get to decide how much, how dark, how bright, how this, how that. Now, you also have to bring the separation down a little bit, right? So we're going to bring this guy down, and then we'll go take our commercial break. And all I'm going to do is scrape side to side, right? Bringing it back and forth and back and forth, and until it's almost covering all that darkness in between. And if I can just leave a very small little shadow in there, right? A little here, a little there, come up that way, come down, right? Doesn't even have to all be the same. This and that are different sizes, but as long as it's not too big, like it is over here, right? Then it's gonna look more natural, right? You get that thing that's kind of floating above the water. Now this side, which is much further away, is looking closer and bigger because that separation, right? But if we shrink this one down even smaller, smaller and smaller and smaller, it'll make that guy look a little closer, this look a little further away. Seriously, it's a little magic trick. That's all we do. Little magic tricks out here. Doesn't have to be perfect. And remember, the more stuff you put in here, the more you're going to dislike, I think. Right? A little bits, a little here, a little there. Honestly, it doesn't even have to be more than that. You can pop in a couple things or as many as you want to have, right? Put it further out. It's usually a little bit further and bigger where the moon is, and then it gets to a skinnier and skinnier and skinnier point. And so, I'll pop in a few little things. I don't want to make it too crazy, too nuts. Boop. A nice little bright spot right where it hits. Oh, holy shaving cream. This one is fantastic. Oh. Who said this one was available for sale? I was trying to keep this one. Dude, that is so cool. Okay, so London, why don't you go run a little commercial break for everybody. I'm going to just finish this last little line up here, make it a little bit more crispy, and then we'll be right back after these words. Hi, it's Paint with Josh back in the studio. Did you know that along with oil painting classes, we also now do acrylic painting classes? Oh, it's going to be fantastic. You can either come right down here into the studio and I supply all the supplies. You leave with a really cool painting, or we can link up via virtual class and do a video call like Zoom. It's going to be fantastic, and you're going to end up with something like this. All you have to do to book one of these Paint with Josh acrylic classes is either go to the Paint with Josh app or go to the site, find the acrylic class, book your day and your time, and we're going to have a great time. Now, let's get back up to the show and see what we've been doing up there. See what we've been doing up there. I say honestly, I don't even know why you guys watch me. Like, why does anyone even think that I'm worth any time? Let's see what we've been doing up there. Okay. So our final thing that we've got to do is our sand and our watery, splashy spray. So we need a clean, dry fan brush for that. I need you guys to start coming up with the title for this painting, because over on the Book of Faces, does the name match the thing?
The location does.
Okay. So on the Book of Faces, what was the... I can't even... Okay. Okay. Kinkini? Is that how you say that? Wait, above. Oh, Chantal Moorhouse over there. That's my husband, she said. Okay, so Chantal, just let me just do like a, we'll do like a thing here, like a confirmation, right? So, all right. What are the last 2 digits of the number on your house? You know what I mean? Like, for me, we're at 1120, so it would be 20 for me. What are the last 2 for you? And then we can confirm it's actually you, so you guys can title it and tell us what we're going to call it and do all that stuff. All right. Just the last 2. Like for us, it would be 20, right? Kinkini said, yeah, you got it right. A lot of people maybe mispronounce their names. So I was glad I usually am the one that's mispronouncing for sure. Yeah, that's not right. It's not right. Yeah, I mean, I don't want to disbelieve you, but that's not what we have on the order over here as far as the address that it's going to. You know what I mean? Blank, or you have 4 numbers and then blank street. So, or just asking for the last 2 of those 4 numbers. But in any case, I'm going to get in here and take my fan brush and start flicking very lightly, for goodness sake. The more that we flick, the more little specks are going to come off. Now, if I'm very close to my canvas, I may hit the canvas with the brush full of paint and go. So you got to be very careful to stay far enough away and be close enough to sprinkle on all the stuffaroos, right? So, little sprays off the edge. Golly, this one looks so good, you guys. Honestly. Honestly. Oh, mailing address is different. So what? We got to have the one that was used on the order for sure. Like, just in order to, you know, be positive. Because there's a lot of people watch, you know what I mean? And we have been tried to be tricked by other people where they'll just throw out a guess. You know what I mean? Like, oh, it's this. So if you could give us the 2 that are on whatever address is on the order that your husband placed, then we can confirm it's you. There. Boom, boom. Yeah, okay, perfect. That's it right there. So Chantal gets to pick the title of the painting. Right? You get to choose from all the comments, either on TikTok or on YouTube or on Facebook, right? So I believe they're watching on Facebook. So anybody watching on TikTok and YouTube, start typing out your comments, and then I'm going to try to read them out so that they have the ability to be chosen by Chantal. A couple little bits, and then down into the sand. This is my favorite part, seriously. Woo! Look at that. Oh, remember, you don't want to stay still. You gotta move, because you never know when one's going to come off a little heavier or one's going to come off a little lighter. And then, just for shoots and gaggles, let's put them up into the top for the sky, way back there into the moon. Ah, so gorgeous. Pop some over there too. Fabulous. You guys, that just adds just 10 billion miles of depth into the galaxy. So, let's read out some comments. We got Violet Sky. I like that. Dark Waters. That's a cool one. Galaxy Beach, I like. Like that. Sorry? Kissed by Moonlight from Corey Jefferson. That is a good title right there. From Sea to Shining Sea, we got Midnight Touch. Purple Haze, that's a cool one. Romantic Waters. Like we're Benedict out here taking Sophie to the romantic waters. Any Bridgerton fans out there? No? Fine, me neither. Me neither. Clearly. So, what do we got? And then what is Chantel going to choose? Mystery Moon, Splashing Waves. Midnight Sparkle, that's a cool one. Let's see. A Wave from an... No, I think it's Twilight Sparkle. Yes, and I'm proud that I know Twilight Sparkle from My Little Pony. Thank you very much. I raised a daughter, and we watched many, many cartoons, like Sophia the First. Is that on still, by the way? Is it?
Yep.
Oh, no way. Like new episodes of Sophia the First? Oh, okay. Yeah, what's going on with Sophia today? You know, Sophia the First. I had Doc McStuffins we watched all the time. And then, you know, Bailey would be asleep or like napping, and I'd still be watching Doc McStuffins. Like, man, this episode's good. Might win him an Emmy. Midnight Stroll. Nighttime Break Crashing Purple. Grape Soda. That's a cool title. That makes me want like a Welch's now. Seriously. Melancholy Abyss. That's a cool title too. So, Chantal and your husband, what would you guys like to choose for the title of the painting? I'm going to go add in our signature birds. And it's so funny how many times I have to explain these birds because we get so many new followers every day. And I'm like, what's the deal with the birds? And I'm like, this. And they go, oh, that's really cool. They're like, oh, I look at this awesome painting, and then you look at these birds, and of course they're not as detailed as the rest of the painting is, right? But they're not supposed to be. They're not supposed to stand out. They're just supposed to be there. The Purple Haze is the title. Excellent. By Jimmy Page, Purple Haze. Yep, don't correct me, it's fine. Jimmy Page, that was it. Yeah, that's the Jimmy we're talking about. Played guitar, right? Name's Jimmy, played guitar, yeah. Jimmy Page, perfectly. He was in a different band, but anyway. Or maybe it was Prince. Did Prince make Purple Haze? Now I'm confusing myself. I'm trying to be funny. Is it Purple Rain? Exactly, right? So Jimmy Page made Purple Haze, exactly. Okay, definitely not the Purple Wave, Purple Wave. That's funny. No, yeah, it's definitely Jimmy Page. Yeah, he was in like The Who, I think, or something. Definitely, he wrote he plays the guitar on that song from Godzilla with Matthew Broderick from like the 90s, the best Godzilla, you know what I mean? Like that good one before movies got all terrible. That guy, yeah, same person, Jimmy Page. Excellent. Okay, come over here. Oh, my shoulder. Out there, and nine. This one's 2335. And we're calling it, I have no idea. Calling it what now? Purple Haze? Purple Haze. Purple. So Pyurple. Purple. Hayzee. Perfect. Haze. Excellent. Painted on 3/14 of 2026. And we're all going to go check out. I had a brain fart right there. I'm like, what am I about to write? PaintWithJosh.com or the PaintWithJosh app available on the Google and Apple app stores. Go check it out. Do I normally do this? I'm having such a brain fart right now. There. These ones that are very large, they have to be handled differently. It's sore arm. So this one came out stellarly. Did I put it back in the center there? Yeah, it's pretty close. Pretty close. So we get to do a wicked cool light party on this one, you guys, and I am excited. I'm excited about the red for sure, because we've got a very pinky purple seascape. So I'm going to give you guys a flash warning right now. Flash warning! And that means I'm going to be flashing lots of intense, very quick flashing lights at the canvas, right? And those flashing lights are going to be very sensitive to people that are sensitive to flashes like that. So if that is you, then turn your phone away for the next 30 seconds or so and don't look at it, right? I'll tell you that it is okay to look back when it is in fact okay to look back, right? Sorry? Audibly tell you that it is okay to look back, okay? Now, if you're going to stay for the light party and give up all liability against Paint with Josh LLC, type in the words, I'm ready, into the comments, right? And then shut your eyes right after you hit send, right? So you type, I'm ready, hit send, and then shut your eyes, because the longer that your eyes are closed, the more intense the light party will be, right? So you're deciding how crazy it's going to be by how quickly you can write the words, I'm ready, and then shut those eyesies, and so we can have a good time. Okay, are you guys ready? When I say light party, I'm going to go light party, right? We're going to count down. We're going to say light party. I want you to open your eyes and tell me the very first thing that's flashing for you in 3, 2, 1. Light party! Oh, look at it! Can't wait to see this thing in red. Oh, it's going to be fabulous. So what is flashing for you the most? The moon, the waves, the sand, maybe the birds, maybe the clouds, right? What is it about this one that's flashing for you? The bottom of the wave we get, the lower wave. Dude, the eye is like catching my eye. The waves, the sand, the clouds, everything, right? This one is so cool looking. Really, really neat looking, you guys. The middle waves, feel ya? Looking at the eye and that patch of foam right there, that's fantastic. Okay, so we're going to bring it down in 3, 2, 1, and we're now done with the light party. So if you were sensitive, you may now look back, and everything will be okay. Right? What we're going to do next is something that we call the RGB party. Like I was saying, we're going to take solid red light, and then solid blue light, green light, and then solid blue light, or back and forth, whichever one we want to do first, right? And all I need you guys to do literally is just tell me what is your favorite out of the 3, right? We're going to try 3 different lights. You just got to tell me your favorite out of the 3, and we're going to go blue in 3, 2. Oh, wait a minute. Hang on. You just wait. Okay, 3, 2, 1, blue. Oh, I like that. That looks exactly like the one from last night. Look at that. It's sitting right there. Looky. Looky. It's exactly the same. That's insane. Okay, we're going to go green in 1, 2, green. Ooh. That's it. I'm doing one in green next. Like, that's too pretty to not do one in green. Like, oh. But here's my favorite, as always. The red in 3, 2, 1, red. Oh, look at it. Oh, what does my red tattoo look like in the thing? It's like you can't even see it. Oh, very cool. So which is your favorite, red, green, or blue? Tell us in the comments, and we're back to normal lighting conditions. I'm just going to spin this guy over here. There. Gorgeous. I love these lights. These lights are fantabulous. I love how this one's nice and skinny. We didn't break anything up. It's just clean as the day is long. Can you do orange? Absolutely. I was thinking about doing either we could do the Golden Shores one. You guys know the golden one, right? We could do it like this color. Hang on. This would be fabulous, dude. Like golden orange and crimsony red. Right? The only difference between the colors, same colors, except this one we have those colors and the yellow. Imagine this giant painting with that gold and dark black. Or like green and yellow would be really neat. Yellowy orange, goldish would be awesome. I might have to do that one. Dude, I mean, I wanted to go home, but I mean, I do have another canvas. I can make it black and we could launch out another one, but we could also do it tomorrow. I'm tired, man. I get like 4 hours of sleep starting from 8 a.m. to noon-ish. And just from my shoulder hurting so dang bad. So red is awesome. I agree. I'm looking at the comments over on YouTube. Blue, green, red. The red. Seriously. You want to see this wave in the Golden Shores color? Me too, dude. Me too. What do you think, Lennon? What do you think? One tonight? One tomorrow? Yeah. I think I need rest too. I think you're 100% right. Very true. Lennon's like, I'll sit here and do 10 shows, but it's not going to make my back feel any better. Like, she's talking about my back. Like, yeah, I totally agree. I think you need to rest, Josh. Thank you. I appreciate you guys. You should have seen the tattoo this morning. It was crunchy, you guys. I was up all night, you know what I mean? Just in serious pain, and then I woke up and look, Michael has a good point. He said, yes, tonight you sold a painting, right? But I do feel that, and normally that is the barometer of whether or not I do contemplate a second show. But I knew coming into this one, I need to go home and rest, honestly. I need to get back into bed, and like I was literally, yeah, seriously. I was saying, I was laying in bed last night. Like my neck was like that. It was just tight, and I couldn't turn without turning my shoulders, right? Like I couldn't look side to side. And it felt like somebody had shoved like a, you know, like Terminator and in Terminator 2, the two of them fight, and the metallic one shoves like a giant rod down through Arnold Schwarzenegger's like shoulder. That's exactly what it felt like. And so I'm just sitting there like I got this rod in my, I can't lay down. And if I do lay down and I stay there for too long, then like trying to get up is just torture, right? And so I'm like trying to just like roll yourself out of bed. It was awful. It was not a fun time. So I am going to take a bath in that Bengay stuff. Maybe not a full bath. Yeah, absolutely. Oh, so here, Lon, you want to pin up the thing with the you can do it from there. Here. You do my little.
Okay, but I go stand up. What do you think? I go.
Give my little pins. So these little pins, well, they're hair clips, I think, basically. Yes, yeah, what are they called? There's a name for them. Like not bayonets. That's a thing. But yeah, so these little Meeden hair clips are like, it's okay. They're little tubes of Meeden paint, and they came inside the advent calendar. So if any of you guys got the advent calendar, berets? No, they're not berets. That's a hat. What are these little things called? They're not bobby pins, right? They're little, like little alligator clip thingies that you'd put your hair and like you tuck your bangs back. Barrettes. That's what I said. But I said beret. Barrettes. It's a barrette. So they're little barrettes with the paint tubes on them. So if you're artistic, then you should have got the Meeden Advent Calendar and got the barrettes on there. But yeah, it's very much into healing. Let's see about how close I can get without having a double chin. We're doing a cover up of some other stuff, and I get people are, you know, red doesn't cover up stuff. This is only half done, right? Just gonna go back in and make everything darker. So, right. And then London's trying to convince me to do the underside, and I'm like, no, like this was bad enough. And this was especially, I mean, that hurts. It felt like she was tattooing in my armpit. Like, so there's no way that I could do that. No, it hurts just thinking about it. But yeah, that's what it came out like. And then we're gonna go back and darken it up and add more details and stuff. But it's a little flaky today. I must have taken 4 showers last night. I was trying anything I could do to take this one off. It keeps poking me. Anything I could do to like relax the muscle. You know what I mean? Because it's just it's a knot that's right there, but it's out of reach just enough that I can't like get enough pressure on it myself. I was literally like rubbing against the wall or like the corner of my wall where like a tree rubbing or a bear rubbing against a tree. It hurt badly. So yeah, I'm gonna go and relax for the rest of the night, and then we're thinking about changing up the times of some shows. Maybe on some days we might do one at like 3 and then one at like 7 and have a further distance in between. So Lon and I have been talking about changing it up soon. So, oh God, just even turning right there. But if you have the Paint with Josh app, right, then you're going to know when we go live, because that's what the majority of people use it for. And did you know that if we get one more download, then we'll have 600 downloads on that app? If just one more person gets the Paint with Josh app, you'll be the 600th person to get the app. So head over there, check it out. And like I said, the reason most people use it is because wherever you're watching, it doesn't tell you right away that the show is on and starting, right? And so with the Paint with Josh app, we send out the notification. It's not an automatic thing. London literally types it, hits send, and pushes it to everybody who has the app. So who's that? Alma says, I just got it. You might have been the 600th person. How many can we pull up how many we have now, or do we have to? I got you. I got you. Maybe we might be able to tell if we've gone over 600. Oh, well, I sit here and just rub. Oh, dude. If one of you guys could, like, take a baseball bat and, like, just, it's got to feel better than 612. Good, and we flew past 600. My word. Okay, so we did the light part. We got to do the wheel still, right? I almost forgot the wheel. The spinny-winny wheel, right? Over here. Muscle ice packs worth well. Yes, and Bengay. And then this actually doesn't feel bad. That feels pretty good. It's just heavy enough that it's not too heavy. There we go. Okay, so just yesterday we hit the grand prize and then almost hit it again and got the fancy glass. MJ, I got to respond to your email still. I know I haven't written back to you. Long night last night. And the day is only 5 hours. I'm only 5 hours into my day, and it's all. I already want to go back to bed. So we're gonna spin this guy for Charlotte, Chantal. Haha. See, ask London. I remember nothing. It's the bane of my existence, my brain. But thank you to Charlotte and Quayne. We appreciate you guys, and we're gonna spin the spinny winny wheel for you. Whatever it lands on is what's going to come back to you as a free gift, along with your painting and the palette that you purchase. So, unless, unfortunately, it lands on the Glitterworks gift card, which we can't ship internationally, right? Anything else can come internationally, and here we go in 3, 2, 1. What are we gonna land on? Coming around on a free spin. All right, we'll do it one more time. Here we go. We're coming around the hand, and we're landing on, oh, free spin again. Hang on, let me set this in a different place here. Here we go. I think everyone just likes the sound of the wheel. That's what you guys tune in for, is the sound of the wheel. Are you kidding me right now? It's hit free spin 3 times in a row. And I even set it to a different starting point. Let me set it to you lose first, and we'll see what happens. If you only get 5 spins max. Hey, a PaintWithJosh poster. Those are cool. They're literally just a photocopy of the painting. Oh, the original painting. These guys are slipping down. And then they're scratching more than the shirt does. There we go. So if you contact me via the PaintWithJosh app or the website, and just go back and use the contact us function, then you can send me an email and say, hey, we got the painting and we won the poster. I'll send you back a coupon code. You go back to the site, find your favorite poster, put it in the cart, put the code in, becomes free, and then you pay like the $5 shipping or whatever it is to send it out to you. And it will arrive separately versus the painting and the palette will arrive together in the same box, and the poster will arrive separately on a different date. So, yeah, it's gonna be fantastic. Yes, unfortunately, Jennifer, this is the last one for tonight. First and last one of tonight. My back really hurts. I got no sleep last night. I didn't fall asleep until 8 in the morning, and then I woke up at around noon or 1. So I got no sleep. I've been in serious pain and continue being in pain, even while I did this show for you guys. So, oh God, that looks so good. I'm just like, just looking at it, like it looks so good. I can't even stand up straight. There we go. It's the, right? That's how you make you stand in the army, like that, but straight. In any case, I love you guys. I can't wait to see your versions of this one and this one that Robert got, right? I mean, tell me these don't look perfect. Obviously. And then the one we did yesterday, same size canvas, same purple and brown and blue instead of having the crimson-y pink, right? So depends on what you like better. We've got them in all kinds, and I'm gonna do that golden shores one. Is gonna be so cool. I'm excited about that one. Do the India yellow and the madder carmine and the purple, and have it come out just as fantastic, but this huge with big old golden eye. Oh, we're gonna have to call it golden eye. I've already got the title picked out. So can't wait to see your guys' version. We'll be back tomorrow. Hopefully we'll feel a little bit better, and we'll be able to do two shies tomorrow for you goes instead of 2 shows tomorrow for you guys. Definitely not dyslexic at all. But beyond that, I can't wait to see your versions, so send them into our Facebook page or post them into any of the Facebook comment sections that you come into. Doesn't even have to be this painting. Just put it into any of the paintings or any of the reels or whatever. Just pop it in there so we can see it. Beyond that, check out Glitterwix for awesome candles. It ships nationally, not internationally, but nationally. So if you're in the US, check out our candle store, literally right here. I wish I could pick up the camera and show you guys the candle store. It's gorgeous. Beyond that, we'll be back tomorrow at 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. We have tons and tons and tons of tutorials over on YouTube, thousands of short videos on TikTok and Facebook and Instagram that you can watch over and over again. And just always remember, we do have those full-length videos from start to finish in the live section on YouTube. So until we see you guys tomorrow, thank you for being here with us. Take care. Have the rest of a good day. And oh, my back. Well, that one came out amazing. I want to thank you guys for being here, liking, subscribing, tapping the screen, commenting, and interacting with me. It's all been fantastic. In the meantime, before we get to our next painting, be sure you check out PaintWithJosh.com because there's always something else to look at over there. So until I see you guys again next time, take care.